Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy CrispPurpose back at it again with another Gems of War PvP Teams video for you guys. So, we had a change this week in PvP. A number of the areas have been switched around to different restrictions, and I just want to go over a few teams for some of the restrictions, right? Only for the new ones. We're not going to be revisiting teams for the restrictions that we've already looked at. All right, so the first restriction we're going to be looking at here is the Maraji Expanse. And I'm going to be taking these teams from the slowest areas all the way up to the fastest areas, right? All right, so the Miraji Expanse this week has a restriction of Drifting Sands troops. So you have, only Drifting Sands troops to pick from, right? So it's slim pickings when it comes on to speed, but there are solid troops in this kingdom. So for example, Cronus is here in this kingdom as well as Scorpius. Shabana Vispera is here. Topazort is here. So if you guys want to make a Topazort team, that is available as well. Who else is here? The Queen Beatrix. This is a troop right here that I decided to go with as my fast option for this week because Queen Beatrix is simply the queen, baby. She gets the job done with her hornet's nest spell. She will create 9 green gems and 9 brown gems. Then she deals true scatter damage to the enemies, and there is a 40% chance, an independent 40% chances to gain an extra turn or to gain her mana back. Along with that, she has the Royal Honey final trait. She will cleanse all allies when matching 4 or more gems, and she also has Arcane. So I decided to double up on Queen Beatrix on this team. And at the top of the team, we have the Great Maw. This is going to be a one-time devouring option. Along with that, it will create some gems as well. So it's a cool option to use on a team like this. It has Hunger for the final trait. It will gain 2 to all skills when matching Skull gems. So, it being upfront can be somewhat useful. The weapon of choice here is the Emerald Baton. This weapon is a Drifting Sands Explodey type weapon. So it explodes brown gems and grants a random status effect to all Drifting Sands troops. And along with that, it will summon a Drifting Sands troop. The class I decided to go with here is the Titan Hero class. Why? Because this is going to be in the back. Nobody's going to be touching this. And even more so, it's exploding brown. Titan has a brown storm. So it kind of works well once the team gets going. The talents I think are notable on the Titan Hero class are, for example, the Storm's Aura, as I mentioned before, the Rock Solid to keep the hero, barriered and protected, and of course the Lightning Strike and Fortitude. That's the most that's important. Of course, Titan always has that Giant Lord, a 50% mana start at the start of the battle. The banner here is the Spirit Banner from the Court of Foxes faction. It's a +2 on red because I want to get the weapon up. Once I get the weapon up and cast it, then I should be able to get my Beatrixes up and get things rolling here. I think that's the most that's notable. All right, so let's hop into this fight. This is the Maraji Expanse, and I'm going to do about 2 fights here, then I'm going to move on to the other region. All right, so our first assignment is, of course, to take any 4+ gem matches you see on the board, because those are going to be useful, and any red gem matches as well. Red gems are going to be good. There we go. And we got our Great Maw powered up. You want to devour a troop, that is the Barb. So that one at the top, that worked out very well. The enemy's getting all amazing matches here. All right, let's go ahead and explode the board, see if I can get a Beatrix powered up. There we go. Can I get more gems, please? There we go. One more for Beatrix. Another Beatrix. There we go. So I think in this region, Beatrix is going to be the easiest option. She's the easiest troop to acquire. So if you're looking for something, Underworld, baby, Underworld. What's the name of that faction again? The Deep Hive, yes. And you're going to get this. And as I said before, as I recommended many other times, if you guys are hunting for VP, do the lowest level fights. It's the quickest fights you can do. You cash in on your VP and you move on to another fight. If you guys are waiting to do those high level fights, your fights are taking forever, I think that's a waste of time. You just need to do the necessary fights, move on. Oh, let's catch a Devourer here. But how about this one? There we go. Now explosion. See if I can get Beatrix powered up. No, I did not. All right, let's take a skull. Since we have so much attack, let's match a couple skulls. Yeah, it's getting a lot of gem matches here. Come on, Beatrix, where are you at? Nothing. All right, let's match that down. There we go. We got Beatrix. And as you guys can see, the Great Maw is a great tank on this team, you know, once you catch a devourer with with that sucker, they'll never stand a chance. All right. So let's move on from the Miraji Expanse here. I think it's a very slow area. I think it's the slowest, one of the slowest areas this week, except the orc restriction. And we're not going to take a look at orcs anymore. It's too annoying for me. All right, so let's move on to another area which is new this week, which I think it is the Summer Isle. So Summer Isle has a goblin restriction this week, and who doesn't love a good old goblin team, man? Who doesn't love a good old goblin team? So let's take a look at my fastest goblin team. This consists of the hero using the Norbert's turnip weapon. This is one of the best weapons in the game, right? If you guys see Norbert's turnip, I should say, come around in the Soul Forge, make sure you grab this sucker. It's one of the only weapons in the game, one of the only weapons in the game that has quick in the weapon upgrades, right? Quick meaning it will gain an extra turn every single time you cast it. I'm sure you guys are, you're very familiar with this weapon. You must have come across this in Guild Wars, and it beat you to a pulp, right? This sucker gets casting, it's over. So this is a team, right? So Gob Truffle, followed by String Fiddler. String Fiddler is going to be here as our main like backup mana generator, as opposed to the Norbert's Turnip. This sucker has a Song of Nature on the final trait. It will summon a Light Storm at the start of, sorry, a Leaf Storm at the start of battle. I'm reading what I'm not seeing here. Summons a Leaf Storm at the start of battle. He's also immune to silence with his alert. I think I need to slow down. With his alert trait, right? He's immune to silence. His spell is Eardrum Burster. He will silence an enemy, explode 11 gems of one of their mana colors, and gain an extra turn. Everybody knows Gob Truffle. Just her main damage dealer, AoE damage, creating gems. It just works. And then the Norbert's Turnip is in the third slot. And I ensured to make this sucker stealthy, right? With all the resummons, as you guys can see. So it will have Hunt set, it will have Shadow's Call set, it will have Backup set, Stealthy, Child of Sky, and of course Rising Shadows, a 7% chance to assassinate the last enemy when an enemy dies. Yeah, so the banner here, I think this banner is from the Deep Hive, right? Yeah, the Hive banner from the Deep Hive. It's a +2 on brown, +1 on green, and we're minusing red. No red troops on the team. Of course, if you guys don't have 2 Gob Truffles, which I don't think anyone shouldn't have 2 Gob Truffles, you can put on another Goblin troop here. Preferably maybe, whatever you guys have. Whatever you guys have, just to make it work. Preferably a Goblin troop that can control the board somewhat in a good way. All right, so let's hop into the fight. This is Summer Isles, our first fight in PvP. Right, so as before, first assignment is, of course, to get mana to the weapon. Once you get the weapon powered up, cast that sucker, and you want to get... Ooh, the board is... What is this, man? Usually once I cast this, it's over for the enemy troops. Now I have a slow board. There we go. So we got Gob Truffle. Come on, Truffle. And it gets the weapon powered up, and you just keep on doing that until it kills out all the enemy troops. Why is the weapon missing today? Like, every single time it kills, but now it decides to mess around with me. Come on, bro. There we go. We got Truffle. Mountains of Cast. What? Yeah. At least we're killing them somehow, right? They're not ending up like destroying us because the board is messing with me. Come on, man. Yo, I just used this a second ago, and this sucker was slapping. What hell is up? Come on. Trying to slow me down. Usually this is super fast. All right, let's try it out on another fight. Maybe it's just that board, man. Of course, as you guys can see, I'm not making use of the red gems being created by the weapon. It's because I want to go really quick. I don't want to spend time exploding the board like standard goblin teams. I want to kill out the enemy troops quickly, right? So that's why I'm ignoring the generating with the red mana. I don't want that. I just want to kill them. All right, let's see here. There we go. We got 1 Truffle. Bruh. Truffle, come on, man. Let me down here. Watch me get jumped by goblins while showcasing this team. I know it's going to happen. Man. All right, let's just do something, because clearly they don't want to work with me here. There we go, man. Come on. I think once they nerf Gob Truffle, things just move much slower. So there it is. we're killing them, but of course, as I said before, it doesn't have an empowered troop in this restriction. There's no empowered goblins, so it can be slow if indeed you don't get the right board. But hopefully you guys have a better run at it than I am having right now. All right, so let's move on from Summer Isles. Let's move over to one of my preferred areas, which is Bay of Stars. Bay of Stars once again has a Mystic restriction, and this Mystic team I think works very well. So it's a double Beatrix team once again, as you guys see, double Beatrix in that other region, and now we have a double Beatrix team here. The better thing about this restriction is that there is an empowered troop, right? Malcandessa is a elf mystic from Zulkari, so she is useful here. She's empowered. She converts yellow gems to green, web and poison, the weakest enemy, and she has a resummon, 25% chance to summon in Night Terror when I die. It's okay. The weapon here is the Tooth of the Wild. This is a weapon that gives a random status effect to all wild folk allies. Interestingly, Beatrix is a wild folk mystic, so it's good to have her up front benefiting from the positive status effects of this weapon. And along with that, it's exploding green gems, which will get mana to my Beatrix. Hopefully, you guys can hold on real quick. I'm gonna switch over my controllers here. I'll be right. Okay, so we are back. So as I was saying before, this is good to be used because Beatrix can benefit from all the positive status effects from this weapon. The good thing about this weapon as well, it has leaf in the weapon upgrades, meaning it will create a leaf storm, which is a green storm, every single time you cast this weapon. It's going to allow your Beatrix to loop much easier because of that storm, as opposed to the previous restriction in which the weapon did not have such a storm. All right, so the class here is the Archer Hero class. I'm using this as well for the Green Storm and the Root Trap. And yeah, that is it. So the banner here, I think this is the Mushroom banner, right? Yeah, the Mushroom banner from the Amanathrax faction. It's a +2 on green, +1 on brown, and we're minusing red. I think that works for this restriction. All right, let's hop into a fight. See if we can get a good board, man. Last couple teams, last couple fights, things have been a snooze. All right, so we didn't get a good board, but we did get weapon powered up. Let's go. Come on, Beatrix. Get spell ready for me, girl. There we go. Now we're talking. So we webbed an enemy. We're just going to cast our Beatrixes here until we kill out the enemy troops. It should be pretty quick. One more cast should do it. Yeah. As I said, do low-level fights. Don't worry about doing those super high-level fights. You're going to waste your time on some of those fights. And then in addition to that, you have these, super long, drawn-out loading screens. So you want to do the lowest level fights, man, to get your VP and keep it moving, right? You want to get to your 6,500 VP every week. This is your choice. This is your chance, I should say, to get that done. All right, let's see if we can get the weapon powered up. There we go. We have one Beatrix. Very nice. Ooh, see what I'm talking about? That was one cast. Of course, my magic level is super high, so I can kill them all in one cast. But look at that, man. 54 VP. This was a quick fight, right? You do the lower level fights, it works. It works really, really well. All right, so let's move on from here. Let's move over to Winter's Reach. Winter's Reach has a war gear restriction this week, which is it's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. Why? Because you have an empowered troop, right? The empowered troop here is a Moonsinger. Moonsinger is a war gear with a 12 mana cost, empowered. And the good thing about her, she's converting purple gems to green, and she's also hunters marking the first enemy. The class, of course, is once again the Archer Hero class, and the weapon of choice is the Wand of Stars. Everybody knows the Wand of Stars. It has the ability to choose a spell, put some elemental stars on the board, or put some umbral stars on the board. The damage dealer here is a Foxfire King. Easy pickup. Once again, you pick this up from the Underworld. 2 copies of this sucker and you're fine. Starts battles with 25% mana, and along with that, it deals true damage to all enemies or true damage to the weakest enemy. It all works here. So let me change the banner here since I do not need a 20% start. Not my banner, but my medals. Man, talking gibberish. All right, so let's hop into this fight. Let's see if we can make this move really, really fast. Right, so let's convert some purple gems. No, we see nothing. No purple nowhere. So we got the weapon powered up. That works. Let's see if this doesn't fizz out on me. We have a purple storm, it seems. Who's creating that purple storm? Ah, that sucker. All right, let's match this down. I want to get my other troop powered up. Can I make it work? Yeah, there we go. Now you just cast one, then the other. All the enemies, as you guys can see, they're fair fired because you have now two Foxfire Kings on the team. Foxfire King has a percentage chance to fair fire a random enemy whenever you match red gems. So if there's a lot of red gems, it will move even faster. It's a fast team, but if they're fair fired, they're gonna die like really quick. All right, so yeah, let's take a look at the trait. There it is, a 50% chance to inflict fair fire on a random enemy when matching red gems. Let's try it again on another fight to make sure the team actually works. And we have a much better board this time. There we go. There we go. Let's cast this to get everybody spell ready. Just like that. Let's match this. Now, one Foxfire King. One more. Wow, they got a 4-gem match off of us. One survived, huh? There we go. So yeah, that is the Winter's Reach restriction. I think it's a great restriction this week. It's not the fastest, but it's not slow either, right? Once you have an empowered troop, I think it all works. All right, so let's get out of this restriction and see where else we need to consider here. So we looked at, no, we're not looking at the orc area. Orc area is booty cheeks this week. Complete trash. All right, so I think the fastest area, though, once again, is SouthWild. This is the second or third time this area is being placed under a purple troop restriction. So Thrall, I'll show you guys after this. Let's take a look at an area where I did not cover that well last time, which is Ancient Kite. This is a restriction of monsters this week. There is one monster troop which I would say anybody should already have a couple copies of, which is the Arachnian Weaver, right? This troop right here is going to deal true damage to the two last enemies, and if an enemy dies, it will explode 15 gems. This is amazing, man. This gets the job done so easily. From the generating to the true damage to the webbing. Along with that, the Creeping Doom, 75% chance to summon a web spinner when an enemy dies. Impervious, it's stealthy. So even if you're struggling in this area, can you say you're really struggling? You know what I mean? You're not really struggling, man. This is pretty. You have a Arachnian Weaver. You cannot fail, right? You cannot fail. Box Rider is on my team, followed by the weapon here, the Crystal Axe. This weapon will create green gems and brown gems. I'm avoiding the brown area. I'm just having brown just for movement on the board, but I'm focused on the mana generating here from Box Rider. That's about it. All right, so all we need to get is some green gems, possibly. Green gems. Get the weapon powered up and just cast the weapon. I'm using, of course, the class that benefits this typing. That class is the Dervish Hero class. Dervish Hero class, for one, has two ways in which you can dodge skull damage, right? So it has agile, a 20% chance to dodge skull damage in the traits, and along with that, it has a monstrous skin. It will give all monster allies 2 to all skills when matching 4 or more gems. So if your Box Rider is at the top of the team, that sucker is going to be becoming stronger and stronger every single time, destroying more and more gems, dealing more and more skull damage if indeed you're aligning skulls. So it's a great final trait. If you check the talents for this class as well, there is a second 30% chance to dodge skull damage. These proc individually, so it doesn't add up to like a 50% chance to dodge skull damage. It is a separate 20% chance and a separate 30% chance. So I don't have it set here because obviously the hero is not in the first slot. But you guys can set that if you want to go around and use a skull spam team, if there are options here. But nah, I like it this way. There we go, 1 kill. And as you guys can see, my Arachnian Weaver is gaining more and more damage here because, it's killing enemies and the brown is falling on the board. The weapon has a brown storm. So I'm using the brown storm indirectly. I'm not using it directly to give my troops mana. I'm using it to make them stronger, right? Just buffing them up with that monstrous skin. All right, let's try this again in this restriction here in Ancient Kite. I really like the team. It's not super fast because obviously if you can't get mana to your Box Rider, things are going to be very slow. But if you can get it, man, oh man, it whoops ass. It whoops behind. All right, so here we have a slower board. So we're going to have to take things a little bit slower here if indeed we can't get any gems to our box strider. So I think we're gonna get it right here. There we go. So now box strider, you get your weapon powered up. Ooh, we have a nice 4+ gem match right there. Let's take that. And now let's cast the weapon, power up the troops. There we go. We didn't get a kill, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna kill them next turn. Ooh, did that sucker just kill my? Now let's see if this can work out. Right, I lost the troop. Let's see what can happen here. There's a lot happening. There we go. See, I resummoned something. So even though I lost my very powerful hero, as you guys can see, I have. Let's entangle him so he can't kill us. Right, I still have my 2 Arachnian Weavers, and they're gonna take it home. Right, they're definitely gonna take it home. All right, lost the troop. Let's deal true damage. Cast this. And as you guys can see, there's no way I can lose this. But of course, it's going to take longer because, I lost my main damage dealer and, of course, the hero. And I lost what's he called again? I lost Box Strider. But as you guys can see, I'm still going to win this no matter what. Watch. Bang. There we go. And we resummoned an entire team. That's the great thing about Arachnian Weaver, man. Even when you get an unpredictable enemy team, you see, still took it home. Still took it home. Because that sucker, stealthy, impervious, and has the best resummon in the game. All right, so let's get out of here. As I said before, the fastest restriction this week is the SouthWild Purple Troop restriction. This is a team that I'm using. I'm just showcasing this just to show you guys which area I'm sticking to gain VP, because all I want to do every single week is get my 6,500 VP and then head as high as I could possibly go in the league and as high as I could possibly go on the leaderboard. That's my focus. So Thrall, Diamantina, followed by the hero using the Doomed Ram weapon. Why am I using this weapon? For one, the weapon will cleanse all purple allies, and along with that, it will stun all purple enemies. That is very, very powerful. And in the weapon upgrades, let's take a look at this. In the weapon upgrades, it will drain mana, right? Drain 2 mana, as a matter of fact, from all purple enemies. It has the Storm, which is a Dark Storm, a Purple Storm every single time you cast a weapon. And then it has Curse. It will death mark the first enemy. And it's a good setup of, weapon upgrades and then the weapon. And the great thing about the weapon as a secondary option is that it actually explodes 4 gems. If an enemy has a Doom, which is a possibility that you might see some Dooms in this restriction, it will explode 3 more gems, right? So that is very good. The class that I decided to go with here is the Orb Weaver class. Why? Orb Weaver has that resummoning ability, and along with that, it has the Haunted Weave, and it has a Root Trap, it has a Storm, so all these good things, and the stealthiness, and along with that, the inspiration, so it works well. Leprechaun is here at the back of the team as well, and the banner is my favorite banner. It's the Abyssal banner. It's a +2 on purple, +1 on red, and I'm minusing yellow. We don't really care about yellow here. Let me just show you guys a quick fight, and then I'm gonna end this and let you guys move on, because this has been a pretty long video. Let's go. Leprechaun, see? Thrall is ready off the first cast, man. It's super easy. Hopefully my Diamantina does not die here. Even if it does die, yeah, I still have the hero there. It has the ability to cleanse your allies. And if indeed I got the hero spell ready off of the first Thrall cast, I could actually cast the weapon and cleanse my entire team, taking away the death mark and what are any other negative status effect that is affecting the team. This works in all levels as well. You want to do 1 trophy, 2 trophy, 3 trophy. Go based on, the enemy's level. You can do that because it's a very powerful team. As you can see, let's go. Right there. I would love to see an enemy troop submerge or something, or have like an annoying trait like stealthy, or maybe impervious, and you can just whack him with the axe, with a hammer, I should say, right? And they'll be out of here, man. But I love this restriction. Purple restrictions, Fey restrictions. I think the human restriction is going to be very good as well, because Thrall is a human troop, so it's going to be very cool. When a plague, not Plague Lord, a Darkstone restriction comes around, it's going to be great. We just saw a Bright Forest restriction, and that was a really good restriction to use a very fast team. And I think I'm going to be sticking to SouthWild the entire week, but I just want to showcase some other areas because I know that other players might want to try out different areas. But wherever there's a Thrall, wherever there's a Leprechaun, CrispPurpose will be there. All right, guys. Hopefully, you guys found this video helpful and informative. If you did, definitely hit that like button, man. Run up the likes. Comment to let me know what you guys think about these teams. And maybe there was something that I missed out that you wanted me to comment on. Let me know in the comment section as well. Hopefully, I can make a video about that. All right, guys. Catch you all next one. Peace.